Hello and welcome to tonight's presentation of UGA Ice Dawgs Hockey. I'm Torrin Smith, joined by Joe Kopshow on color, and we have a treat for you tonight, a College Hockey South matchup between the Auburn Tigers and your UGA Ice Dawgs. We are here at the Columbus Civic Center getting ready for puck drop tonight. These two teams have met twice already this season, Georgia winning the first one in Pink in the Rink in Athens, 4-2. And the second game was a tie, 4-4. That was the last game before the Dogs went on a huge 10-game winning streak. Joe, as we get set for puck drop here, what are your keys to the game tonight?
And you talked about that big winning streak. Now, the Dogs lost it down in the Savannah Hockey Classic. They got a game back against Georgia Tech, so I think it's going to be really important to come out quick and physical. They're about as big as this Auburn team and quite fast, so if they can establish themselves early, they're going to have a lot of success. The next thing I would think is that Camden Denk, the Auburn goalie, is extremely good on both sides. Now, we are going to have a ceremonial puck drop here, but going back to Camden Denk, he's good at the glove side and the blocker. It's going to be important to get him moving east to west and get some good passes in.
You're absolutely right, Joe. I think the physical game will be huge tonight as the Dogs are coming off a very long weekend in Savannah, playing against Florida, a very physical team in themselves. Of course, you said losing a very close game, 4-3.
Could not have been any closer, ended with controversy, but the correct call made by the refs. UGA is going to want to bounce back. They already did against Tech, but they're going to want to start a new win streak. It's not a win streak until it's 2 or 3. They're going to look to establish themselves here. I would also like to look at the UGA Ice Dawgs defense. It's going to be very important for them to help out Testino in goal. That's where they kind of struggled a little bit against Florida, their first loss in a long time. Now we'll get towards the player intros for Auburn.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you kindly stand and remove your caps as we honor America in the singing of our national anthem, being performed tonight by Mr. Neil Moody. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets crackling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, stay does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We've got a packed house here tonight in Columbus, Georgia, home of the Auburn Tigers, the closest rink to their campus, but that certainly doesn't stop their fans from showing out. If you look on the far side of the rink down there, you can see a packed Georgia Bulldogs section, so lots of red and black in the house tonight, and lots of red and black in our chat. Let's see some support from our Ice Dawgs on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we've got about 300 people here. I'd love to see 300 people in chat. I don't know if we're going to get that, but the Ice Dawgs deserve a lot of your support, and so do the Auburn Tigers. Remember, these are all student athletes. We'd love to see your support by viewing, and if you can, support them in any way you can. We are missing a puck for the ceremonial puck drop as the ref saves the day.
That's linesman Brent Robinson coming in clutch with the puck. Thank you, Brent.
Could call him the mailman, just like Stenson Bennett always delivers, although it is Saturday.
So as we get set for puck drop here, we'll take a look at the starting lineups for tonight. For Auburn, it's Henry Humphrey, Carson Henderson, Chuck Bay, Jack Sparago, and Blake Robinson with Camden Dank in goal. For the Ice Dawgs, it's the top line, Matt Bigda, Josh Mazzaros, and looks like a little bit different of a lineup out there tonight as Dylan Punzenberger out there on that top line. Good to see him getting some first-line time. On defense, Leighton Poole and Alex Strauss. And in goal, the big man, Ryan Testino.
Big man is an understatement. That man towers over me. He's a great goalie. We expect to see a good matchup here.
Opening face-off won by the Tigers, and we are go here from Columbus. Strauss plays it over to his partner Poole. Long stretch pass looking for Bigda is broken up there by Humphrey. And the Tigers will quickly shoot it down in behind Testino. Rimmed around the boards by Poole. Punzenberger's there. Mishandles it, tries to get out of the zone, and he does. Here comes Mazzaros the other way, has no help and loses a tire. And it will come back the other way for Auburn. Willoughby Ray skating up the right wing side now. He steps around him out, but he's stood up at the blue line by Strauss. That's a good check to get the Ice Dawgs going here early. Poole out of his own zone, fires it cross ice to Bigda, and he'll dump it into the near corner. He takes a check at center there. Here's the puck in low behind the net. Punzenberger in there. Almost out to center for the Tigers, but it's kept in there by Conway. Good play there. Conway on the second line for tonight's game. Puma fires it up ice looking for Bigda, but he was going for a change, and they will mishandle that one. Here comes Lange the other way. His shot turned away. Good stick there by the Ice Dawgs defenseman. And this one will come all the way back into the Auburn zone. Played up the wall. Here comes Henry down the left wing side. Trying to step around Burnett. Good stick there by the Dog defenseman. Fires a shot from the high slot, but it's blocked by Conway. Still with control are the Tigers as Puma finally comes up with it in the corner. Rimmed around the boards. Maurer with it now for the Dogs looking up ice. Nice move at his own blue line. Stops off. Leaves it for Conway. Conway down the right wing side. Streaking into the slot. Down into the corner. His shot turned away by Dank. There's our first shot of the game. And it was a hard one. Looks like it went off the side of Dank's mask. Looking up ice, tipped into the zone by Maurer. No icing here. Dank plays it at the side of the net and leaves it for his defender. Looking up ice, fires a pass, but a good stick there by Martin to break that one up. That was a good chance there for the Tigers as they fire this one back into the zone. Avery takes a hit at the Georgia bench. Puck left behind the net. Hagen drops it off for McDonald. He takes a high check. No call on the play. At the point, good stick there by Gutman. And he'll fire it up ice. Pass mishandled by Eberle. Icing waved off. Eberle in the corner. He takes a check. McDonald down there. Eberle in to help him out. Another big check there. We got a penalty coming up here on the Tigers. So 17:44, and the Ice Dawgs will be going on the first power play of the game.
And the Auburn fans do not like it. That might be the loudest I've ever heard scream out a penalty. That was kind of cool. But it was a pretty clear cross-check or roughing, whatever they want to call, into the boards. Here we're going to have the first power play of the game, something the Ice Dawgs have struggled on at sometimes and sometimes been really good at. So I guess we'll see what we get today. Of course, we want the Ice Dawgs to come out strong. That will be number 9 in the box, Alex Duchemin.
So face-off to the left of Dank here inside the Auburn zone. First power play line out there for the Dogs. Face-off won by the Tigers. But quickly in there was Conway to keep it in the zone. Here's Bigda down the half wall now. In behind the net, looking up front. Brown drops it back off for Mazzaros. Back up top, Bigda on the half wall. Looks across, Poole with it now. Up top, Hagen with it. Down low, Bigda with a shot just wide of the net. Poole gets it on the other side, able to keep it in, fires it down low. Mazzaros couldn't get a handle on it. Bigda there, dropped it back off for Mazzaros behind the net. Rimmed around the boards. Conway with a shot out front, looking for Bigda, but he couldn't quite handle it. Able to keep it in, though. Fires it across the line to Poole. That was a close one. Good stick by Poole to keep it in the zone, but this one might leave now. A good keep there by Bigda with a huge check at the side of the net. Conway walking in. He shoots, saved by Denk, and he'll hold on.
And that's a heck of a save by Denk. I mean, just absolutely gloved that down. But so far, 41 seconds in, I like what I'm seeing from the Ice Dawgs power play. That was some crisp movement, a lot of hits. The Auburn fans are going crazy. They love it. But that was some pretty crisp movement from the Ice Dawgs. Got some open looks. Bigda shot went wide, and then just a good save by Denk.
Face off again inside the Auburn zone. Lots of zone time here early on the power play for the Dogs as they get set for this second half. Puck in behind the net. And this one will go down the length of the ice. So the Tigers get a much-needed rest here with just over a minute left to go on the power play for the Dogs. Hagen looking up ice. Plays it across. Here's Poole. Poole walking down the right wing side, rims it around the boards. Conway on the other side, chopped at and unable to hold it was Hagen. So this one will go back into the Georgia zone. Here's a break here. Pats with it. In all alone, looking to take a few more seconds off the clock. Pats with a nice move to get around Poole, but it's chopped away by Hagen. Played back in behind the net. Conway comes up with it, and he'll skate it up ice himself. Dogs in the midst of a change. Conway down the left wing side, looking for help, makes a nice move. Conway cutting the net. He shoots. He scores! Declan Conway with the power play goal, and the Dogs lead 1-0.
That was a crisp goal. Skated between two defenders, made them look silly, and then absolutely puts one in the top corner. We were talking about how Denk has a really good glove. That was just so perfectly placed. He can't get there at all. I mean, that was one of the better goals we've seen this season. And who from anyone else but Declan Conway, as the Ice Dawgs will take a 1-0 lead about 4 minutes into the game.
How many times do you think we've said Declan Conway highlight reel goal? He does it again off the rush, all alone on the power play. Makes a nice move at the blue line and snipes it about as far up in that corner as you can get. Face off one at center by the Dogs. Strauss gets it, plays it off the boards, but it's hammered back into the zone by Lafferty. In behind the net, Lilo battling for it now. Back in behind the other side, Strauss chasing it. He takes a check there from Lange. Left off for Henry. Henry looking out front, good stick by Spicer in the corner, and he's able to play it to the side. Lebrecht comes up with it. He'll fire it out to center ice, and this one will go for icing. So the faceoff will be back inside the Georgia zone. Joe, lots of opportunities here early for the Dogs. Not many shots, but a good zone time here on the power play. What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, I mean, that power play was quite beautiful. Just the execution on the passing lanes was really well done. And then, of course, putting that into the net, skating past everyone, really good job and a single-man effort. Now I expect to see the Dogs play some great defense here and get it out.
Here's Lange digging for it with Leland. Spicer plays it up the wall. Casey with it now, and he's able to chop it out to center ice, where it's quickly played by Scott and back into the Georgia zone. Pustizi fires it around the net. Leland rims it around again as Casey takes a hit, and it's kept in at the blue line by Scott. Again, Scott with it, walking the line. He takes a shot, tipped in front, rebound bouncing around behind the net. They score! Looks like Testino lost sight of it as it bounced in behind him. And Pustizi was there at the side of the net to pick up the change. The Tigers tie it.
Yeah, I mean, Testino just never saw the first shot, and while it was blockered away, it then ended up behind his net. Pustizi able to get it and just put in that puck while Testino was out of position. Great start here early. I mean, a lot of opportunities for both teams, and now it's back like we're even, except both teams are really skating hard. Auburn might have come out more physical. Georgia with a lot of stick checks, though.
So we're right back where we started, like you said, Joe. The Dogs win the face-off again. Gutman with it now, but it's taken away from him at center ice by Willoughby Ray. Nice move by Willoughby Ray, but it's kept away from him by Burnett. Gutman unable to punch it back out to center. Here's another keep. Walking in, shot. Turned away by Testino. Good blocker there. Willoughby Ray in the corner takes a hard check from McDonald. Gutman at the wall, leaving it for McDonald, just out of reach of Eberle. So the Tigers will hammer it back into the Georgia zone. Kept out there by Puma, though, and he'll corral it and play it back for Burnett. Burnett across ice for Eberle, and behind him, he's forced to retreat. Good stick there at the blue line by Bay. Eberly mishandles it. Here's Willoughby Ray walking in, looking for Bay on the back door, but a good stick there by McDonald to break it up. Here comes Eberly the other way. Eberly 3-on-2 here for the Dogs. Nice move. Eberly, here's McDonald. Back to Eberly. What a shot. Good save by Dank to keep that one out. Great passing play by the Dogs, but Dank stands tall. Eberly plays it to the front of the net again. Good stick there by Robinson to break it up. Willoughby Ray fires it off the bench and out. That looked like that one hit a player on the bench. No whistle from the linesman. Hagen plays it off. Martin walking in now. Martin with a shot turned away by Dank. Another good shot there from the Dogs early here. Mishandled. Punzenberger able to keep it in, though, as this one finally goes the length of the ice. This one will be icing on the Tigers.
And that was a heck of an attack by the UGA Ice Dawgs. I mean, they looked like they had Dank totally confused, but Dank the whole time saw it. I mean, that was some great passing, got it right in the slot, and Dank just bodied it away. Now, it's going to be interesting. Like their power plays, Georgia has sometimes struggled on the face-off aspect. We'll see what they can do here. If they win it, I expect a clean, crisp shot right away from Martin, if it does find him.
So a little bit of confusion as the Tigers are forced to put the same line back out there prior to the icing. Zaros with a quick shot off the face-off, turned away by Dank. You almost called it, Joe. Another shot off the face-off there. Here's a big hit by Bigda at the side of the net. One thing we noted in the pregame was that this would be a physical game, and we've definitely seen that so far, as there's been a few big hits. Here's another one by Martin on Woomer there. Hagen in behind his own net, plays it up the boards. Here's Punzenberger, drops it off for Mazaros, trying to leave it for Bigda, and he does. Here comes Bigda across the blue line now. He takes a shot kicked away there by Pakuris, and he'll take Bigda down into the wall. Punzenberger battling for it now with Woomer. Bigda in to help him out. And another check in behind the net. Bigda and Woomer are tied up. Puck comes out to the point. Hagen with a shot tipped in front. Mazaros couldn't quite get it on net, though. Martin will fire it back in behind the Auburn goal. Bigda there to chase. He takes another check. Puck squirts out. Punzenberger couldn't get a stick on it, and this will hop over Hagen's stick back into the Georgia zone. Quick up by Martin, though, as Punzenberger plays it at the Auburn blue line. Woomer up ice, but it's chopped away again by Hagen. Back at his own blue line is Pakuris, and he'll fire it across the red down into the opposite corner. Martin there battling for it with Sparago. In to help out is Henry. But he's taken, sorry, that's not Henry, that is Avery. Avery with the puck now again in the corner, taken away and fired up into the stands by Conway. So we'll get a whistle here and a face-off inside the Georgia zone.
I feel like if you're saying Bigda's name, you can just say big hit because he's either taking him or giving him out. There, he had a lot of hits on him. He did stay on the ice there for a little bit when that shot went wide. If he had been able to get up and get a stick, he might have been able to redirect that. Nevertheless, puck goes out of bounds, and now an important face-off for both teams.
Face-off into the left of Testino, and it's won cleanly by Maurer, rimmed around the boards by Poole, but he mishandled it. Shot out in front. Henry couldn't get a shot away. Good pass there at the side of the net, and it's floated out to center by Santa Maria. Here's Conway with a nice move. Conway down the right wing side. Takes a shot, but it's blocked by Lafferty. In behind the net, Poole plays it at the half wall now, coming down off the point. Still with it, Poole up top, Strauss. He'll shoot one. Sticked away there by Dink. Fired out by Lafferty. Held in the zone, Pustisi with it now. And he'll float it out to center looking for Lange, but it was good play by Strauss to keep that one out of the Georgia zone. Henry tips that one down in deep, though, on the dump-in attempt. The Tigers will get a change. Maurer looking for a centering pass. Bad turnover. Here come the Tigers. Shot turned away by Testino. Great shot there from Bay. Another shot from the point, but he whiffed on it. And here comes Conway back the other way. Down the left wing side again. Conway. Nice move. Cutting to the side of the net, looking for Maurer in front, but a good stick there by Bay to break it up. Here come the Tigers again. Pustisi through center. Down the left wing side now. Tries to drop it off for Bay. Good stick there by Mazaros on the back check to break it up, and Maurer will take it back. We've got a whistle here. Looks like a high stick call on the Dogs. So we'll get a face-off inside the Georgia zone.
That one could have been a high stick on either team. I don't know who it hit. It did look like the Auburn player, but it's called on the Dogs. That was a really bad turnover there by Maurer, and Testino said, don't worry, I got your back as long as you have mine most of the time. So Testino turned that shot away, created some instant offense. Neither side able to push that puck through. We'll see how it goes now.
Face-off won by the Tigers. Quick shot off the face-off, sticked away by Testino. Willoughby Ray with it on the half wall. Down into the corner, takes a check from Strauss. Pustizi with it. Sorry, that's Robinson with it. He's checked by Mazzaros. Out in front, Bay with it at the top of the circle. Again saved by Testino into the corner. Here's LeBlanc. He stands up Santa Maria, who goes down hard at the blue line. Looks like the puck went up and hit the ceiling. Santa Maria very slow to get up. Looks like he might have gotten the wind knocked out of him here by LeBlanc.
Santa Maria is a strong guy as well, so him getting the wind knocked out of him is quite a sight. This has been a really physical game. I mean, Auburn laying more hits, but Georgia getting theirs in, and it's definitely been extremely physical. The Auburn crowd loves it. Georgia crowd, I'm sure, would love to see a little bit more on their side.
Face-off won by the Dogs, quickly taken out there by Punzenberger. Passes it off for Bigda. Down low, Punzenberger. His stick was chopped. We got a penalty coming up here on the Tigers again.
That one's either going to be a trip or a hook. Took away a pretty open man, or maybe a slash as something that took his ability away to make that shot.
So the call is 2 minutes for slashing to Jake LeBlanc. The Dogs back on the power play. They are 1 for 1 thus far tonight on the goal from Declan Conway. And that top power play unit will be out there once again.
This first line is really where they do all their damage. I mean, over 80 points on the season, closing in on 90 if they aren't at that. Expect them to be pretty dangerous here, especially off this face-off.
Face-off won by the Tigers and floated all the way down the ice. So a good start here for the Auburn penalty killers. One thing that's interesting to note about this Georgia power play, you'll see Bigda and Mazzaros way up high, all the way by the Auburn blue line, and then they curl very late on the breakout as that chance was turned away at the Auburn blue line once again.
Definitely one of the more unique power plays, as you also get Hagen, a typical forward, in as a defenseman.
Good zone entry here from the Dog. Here's Poole down the right wing side. He'll play it around behind the net. Over to Conway on the half wall. Conway shot at the side of the net. Couldn't get a stick on it, was Mazzaros. Poole able to keep it in, though. He's still battling for it now. Hagen comes in to help him. Hagen walking down from the point, curls back, looks for help. Up top, Poole. Poole at the top of the point, plays it down to Bigda. Bigda down low. Mazzaros at the side of the net. His shot turned away by Dank. Rebound bouncing around in front, and they blow the whistle dead.
For what reason? I mean, that was in the crease. I believe they're calling goalie interference, but that puck was in the crease.
Was a quick whistle on the shot there. And maybe we have a penalty coming up
on
here
Auburn.
On the Tigers.
Yeah, which should mean the play was live, because I don't believe Auburn touched it or never had full control of it, at least.
So it looks like number 24, Matthew Avery, 2 minutes for cross-checking. The Dogs will get a long 5-on-3 here. 1 minute and 5 left on the penalty to Jake LeBlanc. So a huge opportunity here for the Dogs to take back their league with just over 10 minutes gone in this first period.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have preferred the referee just let that one play out, because that puck did find its way in the back of the net. It was bouncing around, and then I believe it actually went off Dank's back and in, but they call it dead, and now the Ice Dawgs will have a 5-on-3. Both sides are arguing because they both don't like it.
So some civil discussion up at the blue line between the referee and the captains, as we will get a bit of a delay here.
This is where I wish we could send our camera down to them, because I would like to think that was a goal. They never had full control to blow it dead, but the referees have their own decision-making, usually make the right call. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and now Georgia will be on the 5-on-3.
So face-off to the left of Dank. Georgia looking for a quick shot off the face-off, and Conway able to win that one back. Poole at the top of the point, plays it down low. Conway up top, Hagen. Here's Poole with a shot, and it's turned away. Looks like that one just missed Dank's glove. Hagen with it at the point, plays it back over to Poole. Poole down low, Conway with a shot, just wide of the net. Poole able to keep it in, though. Good puck movement here from the Dogs early in the 5-on-3. Hagen with a shot, turned away, rebound bouncing right in front, they score! Matt Bigda, it's a power play goal, and the Dogs lead 2-1.
Yeah, great job by Bigda. I mean, that was really good passing. They took some slap shots from the point, and then, I mean, it just, Dank is unable to glove it, so that puck bounces around. Bigda perfectly positioned on the right side of Dank, just slaps it in for his first goal of the game, and now the Ice Dawgs are up 2-1. Excuse me.
So the penalty to LeBlanc is off the board, but the Dogs still on the power play as they scored on the 5-on-3. Avery still in the box for another minute 36, so the Dogs will look to keep the momentum going here on the man advantage. Face-off won by the Tigers, quickly shot back down into the Georgia zone. Robinson with speed tries to drop it off and pin it to the boards, but it's taken away quickly by the Dogs. And here comes Bigda the other way. Bigda fires across ice, Punzenberger with it. Sorry, that's Mazzaros, drops it off for Poole. Mazzaros down low. Conway with a shot at the side of the net, turned away, rebound, bouncing around in front, still loose in the crease as Dank falls on it. Great awareness by Dank to find that puck in his crease in behind him and freeze it.
Yeah, I mean, Dank didn't see it after the first rebound and then just kind of got lucky as he was positioned well. By positioning yourself well, you're going to get lucky. I mean, it's not so much luck, but also skill. But Dank then gets the other save, and then he's finally able to cover it before an Ice Dawgs player can get in and chip it into the back of the net, just like Bigda's goal would have.
Another offensive zone face-off here as we got a false start.
The student section for Auburn is not giving the refs a very, very nice home treatment.
Face-off won by Pats, quickly fired around the boards, but Bigda is able to hem it in deep. Mazzaros in the corner. An Auburn player without a stick. Mazzaros walking out of the half wall, up top, hogging with it. Over to Poole. Poole walking down. He takes a shot, turned away by Dank. Big rebound there. Mazzaros able to handle it. Plays it back up top to Hagen. Over to Poole. Down low, Bigda with it now at the half wall. At the top of the circle over. Hagen with a shot, tipped in front. Good save by Dank, and he'll hold on to it.
Good save by Dank. I mean, I'm surprised that didn't end up with a goal. Auburn's box, you run a box when you're down a player. You try and take away all the passing lanes and really clog up the lane. But they were just kind of all stacked on each other, so I'm surprised Dank was able to glove that. That definitely looks like a golden opportunity for the Ice Dawgs, but they still have 46 seconds left.
Second power play unit out there for the Dogs. Second PK unit out there for the Tigers. As the faceoff is won by McDonald. Burnett with it at the point. Over to Punzenberger. Back to Burnett. He walks down. His shot turned away by Dank. Another good screen there, but Dank able to fight through it and get a pad on it. Burnett able to hold it in. Punzenberger at the half wall. He circles back. Aggressive PK here for the Tigers as Gutman gets it on the opposite side. Up top, Burnett. Looks around for his options. Back down to Gutman. Over to Punzenberger with a shot. Blockered away there by Dank. McDonald at the side of the net, but it's taken away from Punzenberger and fired the length of the ice. 10 seconds left to go for the Dogs on this power play. One last rush if they hurry. As Burnett will look up ice. 3 seconds left for Avery as that will do it for the Dogs power play. Pass just out in front of Punzenberger. Fired up ice. Burnett with it though. Plays it back down for Santa Maria. He takes another check at the blue line, able to fight through it and drop it off for McDonald. Played back to the Georgia zone. Here comes Punzenberger with it down the right wing side. He stops up and waits for help. Across the blue line, here's Puma with a shot, gloved by Dank. And we've got a cross check in front of the net. No call on the play. Santa Maria taking a lot of extra shots in this first period.
Don't know how that's not called a cross check, but Dank with another good save. I don't know what Coach Campy told these players because we came out of the Savannah Hockey Classic in second place, and that felt good, but not the best. You know, maybe goes to third with tiebreakers. But Coach Campy, I mean, these players look like they're passing amazingly, and they look really invigorated coming off what could have been seen as a disappointing finish.
Shot turned away by Testino. Willoughby Ray quickly in there to pick up the rebound, and it's fired back in deep by Scott. At the side of the net, centering pass taken away by Conway, and he'll fire it off the glass and out. Over an Auburn stick. This one not enough on it to go for icing as Lafferty plays it off the boards and out. Bay tips it back in deep to the Georgia zone. There's Hagen with it, plays it over for Martin. Back over to Hagen. He mishandles the pass, and it's kept in. Good play there by Duchemin. He's tripped up by Hagen. Penalty coming up as the puck was touched. We've got I'm not sure what the call is here. It looks like there might be another penalty on Auburn here.
We have a pretty good view up here. I know the camera's in an interesting spot, so we apologize if that is obstructing your view, but I really don't know what happened there.
So the call was 2 minutes for tripping to Josh Mazzaros. of the Ice Dawgs, and 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike. They called a dive on Chuck Bay of the Tigers. Either a dive or it was something he said after the whistle. Either way, we're going to have some 4-on-4 hockey. You know you love that, Joe.
I love it. It opens up the passing lanes. It means you got to be more crisp. There's more opportunities to score and more opportunities to get scored on. You really have to play your best. That was a pretty obvious trip. I was not surprised they called that. I did not know what Bay did, excuse me.
Puck at the point, turned away by Bigda. That's a good shot block there as the Georgia bench gives him some stick taps for that. Sorry, it was not Mazzaros on the trip. Mazzaros is out there now. Strauss on the left wing side. His shot swallowed up. Actually, it looks like it got through Dank's pads, but not enough to get all the way behind him.
Yeah, it was Hagen on the trip. Very similar numbers. And like I said, we're in an interesting spot, but it's great for when we are watching our Ice Dawgs attack this goal.
So face off to the right of Dank inside the Auburn zone.
Refs just gave some sort of warning. We don't know what it was, but they've been busy.
Face off won by Mazzaros, quickly swallowed up again by Dink, so we'll get another face off coming up here.
Refs have certainly been busy. We have already 5 penalties, and it has been 15 minutes. So,
face off won by the Tigers, played to the boards, and they will skate it out. Big hit by Bigda at the blue line. The Dogs come up with the puck again. Strauss plays it across just out in front of Mazzaros, so he'll circle back and regroup. Poole with it now at his own blue line. He'll curl back, pressured by Abry. Played up the left wing side. Here comes Strauss. Dogs in the middle of a change. Strauss down the left wing side all alone. And he's pinned to the boards. Another hard check there in behind the Auburn goal. Mazzaros with it. Strauss again behind the net. He's checked once again. Another big hit there by Humphrey as the Tigers come back the other way. Duchemin with it. Good stick there by Mazzaros on the back check, but Duchemin able to poke it in. And the Tigers will get a change of their own. 1 minute left in the 4-on-4 as Poole skates up ice. Nice move to get around Henry. Poole walking into the slot, sticked away by LeBlanc. Maurer with it on the rebound, and he'll play it to the boards. Maurer with it in open ice, looking for help. Nice pass across for Conway. Conway, again, nice movement. The left wing side, centering pass for Maurer. No call on the play. Maurer went down. As this one comes back to the point, but it's kept in again by Puma. In the corner, Auburn breaking out. Henry leaves it for Lange. Lange into the right wing side now. He's pressured there by Burnett. Shot by Henry goes wide. LeBlanc plays it down low. Lange with it in the corner, but it's taken away from him by Burnett, and the Dogs will come back the other way. Eberle drops it off for Conway. Conway with speed now. Down the wing, cutting to the center. Conway, nice move, but LeBlanc able to stick it away from him and break it up. Still with it is Conway. Eberle back to Conway. Up top, Poole streaking. His shot turned away in front. Looks like it got blocked by the Auburn defender, and LeBlanc will float it out to center. Looking for Bay out of the box, but a good stick there by Burnett. Great awareness there from LeBlanc to just float that pass out to center as Bay came out of the box. Eberle drops it off for Gutman. Drop pass again for Eberle, and he'll just punch it in deep.
And, of course, back to 5-on-5.
Here's Willoughby Ray down the left wing side now, out to center ice. Plays it up for Bay. Bay with a nice move, gets around Strauss. But a good stick there by Eberle on the back check. And McDonald will come back the other way. Leaves it for Gutman, back to Strauss. And he'll just float it into the corner. Strauss goes down, chasing the puck. Battling with Lafferty. Around the other side, Scott with it. Nice pass to Willoughby Ray, but he mishandles it. And Gutman able to get to it on the back check. Cross ice pass, and this one is hammered into the Georgia zone. Took a weird bounce. Martin tried to catch it. Testino forced to swat away the bouncing puck with his stick. Martin up ice for Lebrecht. He mishandles the pass, and it's chopped back into the zone by Scott. Bounced off. Looks like an Auburn skate out there, but Henry able to regroup it at center and pull it back into the Georgia zone. Henry with speed down the right wing side. He takes a hard check by McDonald. We got another penalty coming up here on Georgia as Dank heads to the bench, but it's touched up there by Casey.
That's an interesting one. We've seen worse this game, but trying to control what's happening with the physicality here. That'll be number 11, Strauss.
So Strauss 2 minutes for roughing. The Dogs back on the kill.
They play some bangers in this arena. So Auburn on its first power play. They, of course, had the 4-on-4, but this is going to be their first time with a man advantage.
So we'll get our first looks here at the Auburn power play as the face-off off the tie-up. The Tigers come away with it up to the point. Here's Humphrey walking the line. Shot. Looks like it was tipped at the point by Mazzaros. Good block there. Played back out to the point. Henry with it, though. A quick shot from the point was sticked away at the side of the net. Battling for it now is Duchemin. Mazzaros in there, hogging in to help him out. But it's kept in there by Humphrey. Good play there to keep it in at the blue line. Duchemin at the side of the net, plays it back up top for Humphrey. He walks the line, plays it back down low to the half wall for Duchemin. He mishandles it. Avery with it, plays it back to Duchemin. Up top, Humphrey. Return pass. Duchemin with a shot. Easily saved by Testino, and he'll swallow that one up.
Testino was looking a little bit lost. He's usually so good with his eyes, so good at tracking. And sometimes, I mean, that first goal, he just looked a little bit lost. Now he's looking like he's back on track, really seeing the puck well and flagging it down there. Now, we do want to bring something kind of casual up. When we were in End Market Arena last week, the ice was so nice. Now, this ice here is typical Georgia ice, not very great. So we'll see. We've seen some bouncing pucks, and I'm sure we'll see some blown tires.
Off the face-off, Burnett able to fire it down into the Auburn zone. Denk stops it up at the side of his net as the Tigers will come back up on the power play. Stretch pass for Willoughby Ray. He'll walk it down the right wing side as they set up with the last minute on this power play. Willoughby Ray in behind Testino. Around the other side, plays it up top for Scott. Across DDD pass, another good save by Testino as he swallows it up again. A lot of these point shots, Testino seeing them uncontested. Not a lot of traffic in front. Good defense from Puma and Burnett on that one to clear the way for Testino.
Yeah, that's really what the Ice Dawgs were doing well in their power play. That's why Auburn's box was breaking down, was because they had a man in front taking a defenseman. Auburn, not so much. They need some men up front if they want to be able to screen Testino and get a puck in the net.
Puck back inside the Auburn zone as it was cleared once again. 40 seconds left to go on the power play. But Maurer hammers it back into the zone. Another good play on this kill for Georgia as they get a change in personnel. Up top for Bay. Spicer there on the back check, and he'll fire it back in. But it's kept in the neutral zone by Auburn. Nice move at the blue line. Drops it back off for Robinson. Good check there by McDonald as Poole rims it around the boards. But it's kept in by Bay. He plays it down low. Hogging on Willoughby Ray now as they fight in behind the net. 8 seconds left to go on the penalty as this one is cleared all the way down. So that will do it for the Auburn power play. They are 0 for 1 on the night.
That was really an excellent penalty kill. I mean, quite textbook in how Georgia played the puck.
Hagen unable to get it into the zone as it's kept out by the Tigers' defense. Dump in was turned away there by Testino on the chance from Woomer. He's still fighting for it as it's sticked away from him by Martin. Hagen looking up ice. Nice stretch pass out for Gutman here down the right wing side. He takes a check. Dogs bench wanted a penalty on the play, no dice. As we got 1 minute left to go in this first period. Franklin with it, intercepted there by Martin at center. Eberly with it now. Drops it off for McDonald. Back to Eberly. He's walking in, stops up, waits for help, plays it across to the point, looking for Poole, but a good stick there from Woomer to break it up. And Poole forced to chase it all the way back behind his own net. Poole waits for help, plays it up the boards for Gutman. Circling back at center, tries to get it across for Eberly, but it's tipped at center. McDonald with it again, but another good stick there from Pat. Played across, here's Punzenberger. Again, sticked away at center, and we've got a 2-on-1 chance here as Avery shoots it, but it's turned away by Testino. Avery with it again. Plays it up to the point, looking for Pats, but a good stick there. Here's one last chance for the Dogs. Punzenberger walking down the left wing side. 5 seconds left. Punzenberger with a shot saved by Denk, and he'll hold on to it with 2.1 left in the first period.
That was a pretty good shot by Punzenberger. I mean, it was a 1-on-2 for him, and he had to skate between the defenders, kept the puck. And while, you know, it's not an excellent shot, he does get it off. Now we'll have a face-off that will probably end the period.
So here's an interesting strategy here. John Camp has pulled Testino for the last 2.1 in the period. The Dogs with 6 skaters out there right now as they'll try to get a shot quickly with the last 2 seconds. Conway tries to shoot it. Henry falls on it, and that will do it for the first period. So going into the first intermission, the Dogs lead 2-1.
They're having some fun out there, a lot of aggression. I'm ready for the second period. Smart play by Coach Camp there, and a smart play by number 34 for Auburn to fall on that. Now expect a lot of physical play in the next period, and we'll see you then. Felt good.
1 second there. Sorry. Is it 2-1 us?
Yeah. 2-1.
All right, you can cut the camera.
Turn it off. Thank you. Do we know who assisted the second goal?
Welcome back to the Columbus Civic Center here in Columbus, Georgia. Your Ice Dogs currently lead the Auburn Tigers 2-1 after 20 minutes. Joe, take us back to the first period recap.
So, of course, we have 2 goals by your UGA Ice Dogs. The first coming from number 29, Declan Conway, on a beautiful little skate around the defense and put it in the top of the net. And then your next was a power play goal, a 5-on-3 by Matthew Bigda, slapping it in, assisted by Mazzaros and Hagen. And Auburn's one goal was made by number 18, Pustizi, assisted by number 6, Ryan Scott. I have a different shot selection than they do up there. They have 9-16 Georgia with the 16. I have 14 your Georgia Ice Dogs and Auburn 12. So a pretty balanced game so far. Of course, we had 6 penalties, Georgia scoring on 2 of their 4 power plays. And face-offs, Georgia have a slight lead. Now, for this second period, I'm going to look for a lot of physicality. You hate to look forward to tomorrow, but these players are going to be hurting tomorrow. It's going to be an interesting game tomorrow. There's been so many hits. I expect that to keep up, and I expect the Ice Dogs to keep the pedal to the metal. They've been playing very aggressive as we head into the second period.
Thank you, Joe. So as we look towards the second period puck drop, we'll take a look at the starting lineups for Auburn. It's Robison, Humphrey, and Willoughby Ray up front, with Henderson and Bay on defense. For the Dogs, Bigda, Mazzaros, and Punzenberger, Strauss, and Poole on defense. Face-off won by the Tigers, and we are go here for second period action. Willoughby Ray in the neutral zone, forced to curl back. Good pressure there by Punzenberger. D-to-D pass. Humphrey up ice, just out of reach of his man. No icing on the play. It was touched up by Poole. He'll rim around the boards. Willoughby Ray with it. Strauss mishandles the clearing attempt, blocks that shot, though. Good shot there from Bay. Another good block from Mazzaros. That shot goes way high as Strauss's stick goes flying into the air. Mazzaros will skate it out of the Georgia zone. Cross-ice pass. Punzenberger with it now. Looking again for Mazzaros, and he takes a check. And he wanted to call on that play as Humphrey took him down. Bigda with a shot, just fans on it. And Bay will hold on to it. Shakes off the play from Punzenberger, and here comes Willoughby Ray for the Tigers. He's taken down by Mazzaros on the back check. Poole with it. Couldn't quite get the clearing attempt out. Second chance he does. Here comes Bigda with it now down the right wing side. Floats it into the opposite corner, way up high, and it goes into the netting. So we'll get a whistle and a face-off inside the Auburn zone.
You know, a really important thing to a goalie is their drip with their pads and their helmet. We've got Testino on our side now, and we're looking at his helmet. I believe that's the Georgia State flag on the front and then the Gwinnett Stripers logo on the back. It's a really beautiful helmet. Now, Dogs are going to try and win this face-off and pressure hard, as they've been doing all game.
Face-off won by the Dogs. Martin fires it around the boards as it's hemmed in here by Conway, one of Georgia's goal scorers tonight. Still at the blue line. Maurer able to chip it in deep, but it's played there by LeBlanc. Up to the point, kicked away by Martin and kept in the zone. Gutman walking down the slot now. Nice move by Gutman, gets around his man. Centering pass. Maurer's shot turned away, bouncing around in front. Good save by Dink. Loose puck as finally it's frozen. What a second and third chance save there by Dink to keep that one out, and we stay at 2-1.
That puck was bouncing all around in the slot right in front of Dank, and he's finally able to cover. I mean, a good first shot by Maurer, and then he just couldn't cover it. So we're not too sure what we saw, but that puck was moving around, and he finally got on top of it. A really good opportunity for the Ice Dogs, and they're now going to try and capitalize on a face-off.
Face-off won by the Dogs, but quickly taken away. Conway trying to get it back, but it's floated out to center ice. Gutman able to skate it back in, though. Very close to offsides, but not quite. And Auburn finally punches it back out. Here's a good shot from the side. Rebound blocked in front. Good chance there. Avery might have blocked his own shot. As this one's floated out to center ice, quickly gloved down there by Lafferty. Fired into the zone, but it gets caught in the linesman's skates. Martin with it now, curls back, plays it back to Gutman on the breakout. Nice pass by Gutman to get around his man. And Conway will skate it down alone as the Dogs will go for a change. Conway mishandles it. Here come the Tigers back the other way. Played up the wall, just out of reach of Avery. This one will go for icing. So face-off will go back inside the Auburn zone.
That was a dangerous opportunity for the Auburn Tigers as Testino made the first save with his leg blocker, and then it was kicked away to where he couldn't really see it. But an Auburn Tiger blocked his own man on the shot, and luckily that went away harmlessly. as the Dogs will be in the offensive zone again.
Offensive face-off here for the Dogs, won by McDonald. Quick shot off the draw by Eberly, but he got a whistle here behind the play.
Infraction there on the
looks
face-off?
like we've got a penalty. Maybe? No? It looked like there might have been 6 guys on the ice for Auburn for a second there. Late change by Auburn, so they'll redo the face-off. 17:43 left to go in the second period. Face-off won by Auburn that time, rimmed around the boards by Scott and chopped out to center. Puma able to keep it though, but it bounces out on the second chance attempt. Here's Burnett inside his own blue line, plays it across to his partner Puma, up to Eberly, and he'll just tip it into the zone. Here's Daniel Crawford, his first shift of the night, in behind the net, trying to get Eberly at the side of the net, but it goes back up to the point. Puma with a shot just wide. Burnett on the other side has to chop it back in, and he does, able to keep it in. Good play there by Burnett at the line. Here's Franklin taken into the boards by Crawford, but this one will go out just enough to get it out to center. Eberly chasing. He's hounded there at the line by Seifert. Kept at the point by Woomer, and he'll fire it back into the Georgia zone. Puck in behind to the left of Testino. Franklin with it, out the other side. Looking up to the point, but this one will leave the zone. Eberly with a nice chance here, but he couldn't quite pick the pocket of Humphrey. McDonald dodges the check. Humphrey almost goes in the Georgia bench. Here's Eberly with a shot. He scores! David Eberly walks into the low slot and snipes it over Dank's shoulder. The Dogs lead by 2.
And we were talking about how Dank is really good with the glove and the blocker, but that's the second time, the first one by Conway, that it was just sniped over his shoulder. A fast shot, a fast wrister, and it just finds the top of the net. That's exactly where you want to place it. Eberly able to skate in without too much pressure, no one on him, and just snipes it. That's what is going to happen if you leave these Ice Dogs open.
A wicked shot by Eberly extends the lead now to 2. Willoughby Ray off the faceoff. Auburn with a jump here after giving up that goal. 2 unanswered for Georgia now. Pastizzi plays it down low. Sorry, that's Robeson. Eberly will break it out here for the Dogs. Looking across for Crawford. Puck bounces over his stick, but it's kept in the zone by McDonald. McDonald fakes a shot, plays it down low, looking for Crawford. He couldn't handle it. Big decentering pass. No one was there as McDonald was going for a change. Played out to center ice, just out of reach of Willoughby Ray. And Poole will float it back out to center off the glass. Good keep there in the neutral zone by Pakuris, but it goes back into the Auburn zone anyway. No icing here as Bigda touched up. Bigda with the puck in the corner now. Good forecheck here by the Georgia forwards. Punzenberger in behind the net, plays it down low for Mazzaros. Mazzaros at the side of the net now, walking out of the corner. Here's Punzenberger on the half wall. Back down low, Mazzaros. He'll walk it out front. Shot turned away by Dank, bouncing around in front, rebounds loose. It's cleared to the point. Poole with it now. He'll fire it on net. Bouncing puck just at the side of the net. Punzenberger centering past Mazzaros. Turned away by Dank. Not sure if that one was saved or just went wide. Good keep here by Strauss at the point. Has a couple of heavy checks down there in the corner. Bigda shook off one. Here's Willoughby Ray to the Tigers in the middle of a change. So he'll take it into the zone himself. Good play there by Poole to break that one up. And he'll float it out to center ice. Henry breaks it up, though, and he'll play it back in. Tigers forced to touch up, delayed offsides. They'll come back out to the red line. Here's a pass for Lange. Lange into the corner, stops up, looks for help. Poole with it now, battling with him. Henry out of the corner. Henry up to the point. Pass was blocked by Punzenberger. Strauss breaks it up in front. Turnover in the high slot. Henry with it. Plays it down low. Pastizzi. Here's Lange. He's hounded there. Poole with it in the corner now, battling with Henry. We've got a penalty coming up here. Looks like it's on the Dogs as Lange plays it to the point. Empty net for the Tigers, but Strauss will touch up and get the whistle. It's going to be a holding penalty. Looks like to number 10, Leighton Poole, so the Tigers will go back on the power play for the second time tonight. They are 0 for 1 thus far.
Poole did look like he held there, but Mazzaros actually had to drop his stick. Looked like he was slashed, and the stick just kind of shattered on him to the point he couldn't even use it. Very interesting there that that's not called. It was pretty obvious he dropped the stick and is now kind of complaining about it. Now, the penalty kill team is out. A lot of big guys here. They're going to try and win this face-off first. If they can't, they're going to form the box and protect that net.
Face-off won by the Tigers. Duchemin plays it up to the point. Scott back down to Duchemin on the half wall. Return pass to Scott up to the point. Shot down low. Martin gets a stick on it and plays it in behind the net. Rims it around the boards. Not quite enough on it as it's kept in at the point. Played back across. Scott with it now. Fires a pass down low, but a good stick there by Hagen to break that one up. It's kept in, though. Hagen on the second clearing attempt, and he'll get it out and get some much-needed seconds off that clock. 30 seconds already gone on this Auburn power play as they break it out of their own zone. Down the right wing side now comes the Tigers. Good stick there by Maurer at the blue line, though, to break it up, and he'll just get enough on it to get it out to center. So the Tigers will have to touch up. Here comes Duchemin back the other way. Duchemin with speed down into the corner. Good angling there by Martin to keep him out on the outside. Duchemin plays it up to Bay at the top of the circle to the point. Back to Bay. Return pass up at the point. Shot. Saved by Testino. Rebound bouncing around in front. It's loose. And we've got a penalty coming up here. Looks like it's on Auburn. So Hagen will skate it out, and Testino will go to the bench to get the extra attacker out. Not before it's touched up by the Tigers, though, so we're going to have some 4-on-4 hockey for the second time tonight, Joe.
Hagen is certainly a better man than I am because the Auburn Tiger player got tangled up with Testino, and he pushed him off him, but I would have probably not let that happen. Testino, a big boy, can take care of himself, but Hagen able to untangle them. But very interesting play there, as there will be 4-on-4 hockey. As we've said, 16 for Auburn goes to the box. That's Robison. It'll be interesting here. The Dogs are going to have the 4-on-4, and then they're going to have the 5-on-4 for about a minute and 15.
So like you said, Joe, Robison to the box, 2 minutes for goaltender interference. Pretty clear call there. Good call by the ref as he just shoved Testino down with the loose puck in front. Face-off won by the Dogs in the offensive zone. Puma looking for someone in front. Mazzaros tipped it wide. Rimmed back behind the net. Conway with it, looking for Mazzaros again, but a good stick by Humphrey to break it up. And here comes Henry for the Tigers. Noah Henry, their fastest skater, stops up, looks for help down low. Good shot pass to Pastizzi. Good play by Puma to keep it outside. Pastizzi still with it. Cross-ice pass, Humphrey at the point. He'll walk the line and fire it down into the corner. Pastizzi down low, waiting for help from Henry. Henry's got it, up to the point. That's Henderson, back to Henry. Henry with a shot, blocked by Puma. Henry with the rebound, saved by Testino. Loose puck cleared by Puma. Henderson at the point, across for Humphrey. He couldn't handle the pass. As the Georgia penalty expires, so the Dogs on the power play. Henry with another shot, turned away by Testino. Rimmed around the boards there by Mazzaros, and the Dogs will get it out. Not quite, though. Henry able to keep it in again and take a few more seconds off the clock here. So the Dogs with 1 minute left to go on their power play, and they haven't gotten it into the zone yet. Another great play there by Pastizzi to keep it in the Georgia zone. Excellent penalty killing here after the 4-on-4 expired from the Tigers. Here's a long stretch pass for Bigda, but it's played at the line again by Humphrey. Puma with it at his own blue line. Fans on the pass. Avery with it, and he'll chop it down low. Rough power play here for the Dogs so far as they've got 30 seconds left to get something going. Gutman looking up ice as he skates from behind his own net, looking for the pass out to center for Conway, but it's quickly shot back into the zone there by LeBlanc. Puma with it again. 15 seconds left to go on the Georgia power play. They have no zone time so far as Burnett lays it into the opposite corner. Taken in behind the Auburn net. At the side of the net, puck bounced off of Bigda. Not sure if Dink saw that one go in behind him as the penalty to Robison expires. Here's a clearing attempt by the Tigers. No icing as the penalty was expiring. Poole inside his own zone, off the glass and out. A nice play there by Poole. Here's Eberle walking onto it. Eberle drops it off for Gutman. Not quite in his wheelhouse, though. Gutman with a nice move around LeBlanc. Centering pass looking for Eberle. Rebound shot by Poole. Just goes out of play. And we'll get a much-needed whistle here for me, as I've been talking for about 3 minutes straight, Joe.
Grab the oxygen mask, but that one actually looked like it went off Dank and then up. But I don't think Coach Campy's going to be too happy with that power play. I mean, almost no offensive zone time, maybe 5 seconds in total. But then they come back on the 5-on-5 and get some good opportunities. Let's see if they can keep the momentum on the 5-on-5 and put one in the back of the net, as we'll have another infraction on the faceoff.
Face off to the left of Dank inside the Auburn zone. It's won by the Tigers. Played in behind the net. Lafferty with it, looking way up ice. Passes it off for Bay instead, but it's kept in the zone by Strauss and fired back in. behind Dank. Here's Scott with it, rims it around the boards. Bay with it again, chops it out to center ice, just over the stick of Strauss, but he gets it back. Another good stick there by Willoughby Ray, but Strauss able to hold on to it, and Eberle will fire it into the Auburn zone. Scott with it behind his own net, plays it up to the wall for Willoughby Ray. He'll circle back and look up ice. Here's Lafferty. Stretch pass looking for Robinson, but a good play there by Strauss to get control of it. Here's Eberle at the red line now. 2-on-1 for the Dogs if they hurry, but just offsides. A tough break for the Dogs as McDonald and Crawford had a 2-on-1 developing.
Offsides by maybe millimeters. What is smaller than that? Decimeters, something like that. Definitely very close, as the Dogs had a chance there to go 2-on-1. Instead, they'll have a face-off in center ice to the right of Testino, who's having an amazing game, by the way. They only have Auburn at 11 shots. I have them at 15. So only letting one in out of 15 shots is amazing.
Face-off won by the Dogs, fired back into the Auburn zone. Maurer on the forecheck, Humphrey with it, though. And he'll drop it off for Pustisi. Bounced off in behind the end boards there. Breakout pass for Henry, broken up there by Hagen. Dogs forced to touch up on the delayed offsides. Played back in low by Lange. But a good play there by Conway to pick it off at the blue line. He'll fire it off the boards and deep into the zone. Lange in there with control for the Tigers. Up the boards, Pustisi drops it back off for Henry, and he'll skate it down the left wing side. Off the glass and into the zone. Lange will chase. Hagen and Lange digging for it now. Two men in there aside. Henry in to help out Lange. Still with it is Henry. He'll play it up to the point. Impressive play there. Good block by Maurer at the point. He'll block the shot from Humphrey, and this one will leave the zone. And he'll go right to the bench. That one's got a sting. Here's Conway down the right wing side. His shot blockered away by Dank, and we'll get a whistle as it goes out of play.
Yeah, as you said, I mean, Maurer immediately blocks that shot and said, hey, that one stung a little bit. Felt like maybe 10 Bs hit me there, but instead, I mean, got to put your body on the line. He does a really good shot. That could have been a great slap shot from the point. Instead, it goes out to center ice, and now the Dogs have a chance in the offensive zone.
So another offensive zone draw here by the Dogs. Lost again as the Tigers play it in behind their own net. Up the boards, Hagen able to keep it in, and he'll punch it in deep. Spicer chasing. Behind the net, Spicer trying to get to it, but not enough on it. LeBlanc clears it up to the point. It's kept in there by Lebrec as it finally leaves the zone again. Lebrec will fire it back in deep, though. Here's LeBlanc behind the net, plays it to his partner. As it's floated out to center, good glove there by Martin to knock it down and keep it out of trouble, but it's right back onto an Auburn stick. Good stick there by Casey to break up another pass, but it'll be taken back the other way. Here's Avery in behind the net. He's chased there by Hagen. Avery drops it off. That's Pats with it now. He's hounded by Spicer. Pats in the corner, drops it off for Duchemin. Good stick there by Hagen in the slot. And Lebrec will play it out to Casey. Casey down the left wing side for the Dogs. Casey cutting to the net, centering pass, looking for someone in front. Couldn't quite get it in front, though, as he's held up behind the net. Looking up ice is the Auburn defender. Fires it out, but it's kept away by Burnett. Here's a chance for the Dogs as the Tigers in the middle of a change. Across ice, Bigda with it now. His shot just high of the net, and it goes up out of play once again.
Quite interesting here how many pucks we've seen in the net. Dank just angling them up into the net after hitting them on his chest. Doing a good job here so far into this second period. I mean, he's faced a lot of shots, a lot of good opportunities from the Ice Dawgs, and he's played decently well.
Face off to the right of Dank, won cleanly by the Dogs. Bigda with a shot off the draw. Rebound bouncing around in front. Punzenberger couldn't put it home. Mazzaro centering pass again off the skate of Punzenberger. Still digging for it now as Lange goes down. Sorry, that's Lafferty in behind the net. He wanted a call. Here's the break here for Woomer. Woomer cutting in. Just misses the shot. He couldn't get a clean handle on it. As it goes into the corner, Woomer fires it back into the zone, though. Burnett with it now in the Dogs' corner. He takes a hard check at the near boards here. Here's a shot up high. They score! Brooks Franklin narrows the Dogs' lead to just one now as the Tigers have their second goal of the night.
We talked about UGA Ice Dawgs having some excellently placed shots in Declan Conway's first goal and Eberle's third goal. I mean, that was excellently placed by Brooks Franklin. He hit the post actually on the right side of Testino and then banked it in off that post. Testino just kind of sitting in the middle of the net, not really to extend his blocker out there, as that was shot kind of high and was over the leg pad.
So the Tigers pull within one here with 7:30 left to go in the second period, as Strauss is able to play that one back up the boards into the Auburn zone. Gutman couldn't quite come away with it. Maurer tried to get it on the second chance, but a good play by Willoughby Ray to break it up. Poole trying to skate it in himself, but another good play by Willoughby Ray at the blue line. Strauss up the boards, Conway, and he'll lay it down gently into the Auburn zone. Robinson with it, looking up ice, across to his partner Henderson. Makes a nice move at the red line around Gutman, and he'll just chip it in on the dump in. Here's Poole. He's chased by Bay, rimmed around the boards. That's Robinson with it. Bay with it now, back to Robinson. Again, back to Bay at the side of the net. Looking for Robinson for a chance at the side of the net, but it's cleared by Conway. Gutman trying to skate onto it, but Henderson gets there first. As McDonald takes a check in the back, we got a penalty coming up here on the Tigers. The Dogs will go back to the power play as soon as Auburn touches up. Here's a shot at the side of the net by Conway. Low chance shot there as there's 6 skaters on for the Dogs now. Testino makes it to the bench. Poole with a shot from the point, rebound. Quick whistle there, as it was a pad save.
I'm not exactly sure why we heard that whistle, because they definitely didn't touch up. It was a pad save. But the Dogs, your Georgia Ice Dogs, will be on the power play, another 5-on-4. A 5-on-4, yes. It looks like 2 players might have been heading to the box. Instead, just 1. Now, you kind of mentioned it. The Ice Dogs are actually leading in face-off wins, but it doesn't seem like they've won a single offensive zone face-off. So quite interesting there.
The Dogs with their 5th power play of the night. They're 2 for 4 thus far. Absolutely lethal on the power play tonight as they get their 5th chance here. That top unit back out there again. They get most of the reps, as Joe pointed out earlier in this one. Face-off one back to Bigda. Hagen with it at the point. He shoots it. Turned away, rebound cleared, but kept in by Poole at the point. Across for Bigda. Looking for the centering pass off the stick of Conway. Poole able to keep it in at the blue, though. Plays it down low. Mazzaro's looking for a centering pass. Puck comes right back to him. Back to Poole at the point. Hagen up top. Slap pass over to Bigda. He'll settle it. Skate it out at the point. Looking down low. Poole with it breaking in. Good save by Dank. Loose in the front. They score! Power play goal, Josh Mazzaros. That puck sat in the crease, and he just banged it home. It's 4-2 Dogs.
I believe Mazzaros put that in, but it could have been anyone. It looked like it just kind of drifted through the 5-hole of Dank and not really got a stick on it. I might be inclined to say that was Luke Burnett. It might have been Mazzaros. Definitely just a weird goal as it drifted into the goal very slowly. But the Dogs, another successful power play.
So 3 for 5 tonight. If Auburn wants to come back in this one, they have to keep out of the box, as the Dogs get their 3rd power play goal. Eberle with it at center, plays it back for Martin. Eberle takes a hard check there. The Dogs wanted another penalty called on the Tigers, as Eberle looks like he got his skates caught up there at center. Big check as McDonald sits someone down in front of the Auburn bench. Some big words there. Another big check in behind the goal. Stretch pass looking for McDonald. It hits him in the back of the skate. Eberle backs him up, though. Nice pass from McDonald to keep it. Eberle down into the corner. Some extra shoving in front as Crawford takes his licks there from Lafferty. In behind the net. Crawford in to help out. And we got a delayed penalty coming up here on the Dogs. Here comes Franklin, the most recent goal scorer for Auburn, chasing it into the corner, and the Dogs touch up, so we'll get a whistle and the call.
Interesting play by Franklin there, knowing there's a delayed penalty to just kind of dump that in and let the Dogs touch, especially when their goalie, Dank, was almost at the bench. They could have had a 6-on-5. Looks like it'll be Hagen. No?
Not sure. Still waiting for the signal here.
Bigda is having a great discussion with the refs.
So it looks like Daniel Crawford in the box. We didn't see the signal, but the Dogs back on the kill here as the Tigers have their 4th power play of the night. They are 0 for 3 thus far. Face-off won by the Tigers. Dushman with it now. Up to the point, back down low for Duchman. Centering pass looking for Lange in front, but Spicer able to clear as Lange didn't get a stick on it. Dank settles it, and Humphrey back behind his net.
You know, if you told me Bigda was in debate club, I'd believe you. He likes to talk with the refs a lot there. Didn't really like the penalty, but now Auburn skates up ice.
What a move here by Henry cutting in, but he couldn't get through the 5th man. He got through 4. Humphrey able to keep it in. At the point, Humphrey with a shot just wide of the net by about 6 feet as this one comes back to the point. Henry with it, drops it back off for Pustisi. His shot, again, 6 feet high that time. Auburn missing everything. As Maurer couldn't quite get it out, though. Good play there by Pustisi to keep it in. Duchman with it at the side of the net, drops it back off for Lange. Lange with a shot, again missing. Henry at the point, trying to get something on net. Humphrey looking down low, good skate there, rather, by Martin to kick that one aside. And they'll clear the Dogs with a wholesale change here, but a quick up for the Tigers. And they'll just tip that one into the zone, Pustisi. But Burnett was there, and he'll fire it right back down into the Auburn zone.
Tigers definitely had something if they had hurried. Instead, Dogs got a full line change, which they'll love with only 30 seconds left on the penalty kill.
Pustisi, cross-ice pass. Mishandled, but regained. Here's Willoughby Ray, whiffs on the shot in the high slot. A good clear there by Mazzaros, out of trouble. Tigers breaking out from behind their own net. Up the wall, here comes Bay down the right wing side. Bay walking in. Centering pass looking for Willoughby Ray, but it just goes out in front of his stick. They pick up the rebound, though. Scott at the point. His shot just goes wide as the penalty to Crawford expires. Scott at the point, walking down. Good block there by Mazzaros to break up the pass. Puck in behind the net. At the side there, Testino falls on it, and he'll cover. Great awareness there from the Georgia goalie as we've got some extracurriculars here now.
No, they're not going to send him to the box for that. Clearly instigated by number 11 for the Auburn Tigers, Chuck Bay, and yet looks like Puma might get sent off as the net comes loose. So, and there, Chuck Bay still going, now at Daniel Crawford. Hopefully they're both sent to the box. Torrin is leading the mic over the edge of the railing because we've got some Auburn fans below us yelling. Great sound clip there.
I'm just trying to pick up what they're saying in front of the net. Sometimes those conversations are pretty interesting.
Yeah, they're also usually not PG, so.
That's a good point.
But it does look like one will go to the box for each. Of course, like I said, Chuck Bay and Zach Puma. We'll have another 4-on-4 for pretty much the rest of the period. There'll be 55 seconds left after. Refs are still talking. I'm surprised Big Do's not talking to them, as he likes to do. Actually, it looks like UGA is going to have an interesting line out here. A pretty aggressive line. They have Conway out there along with Mazzaros, Alexander Strauss, and Leighton Poole. Leighton Poole, very good defenseman, also good on the offensive side. We'll see how it works out for them.
The Dogs with 3 very fast players out there in Poole, Conway, and Mazzaros. Of course, Mazzaros with a couple of shorthanded goals this season as they skate it down the left wing side. Of course, we're in 4-on-4, but with all that open ice, it's good to get the feet moving. Here comes Poole. He'll fire it down in behind Dank. Mazzaros first man to it, but sticked away by Scott. And this one will come all the way back down into the Georgia zone. Not quite enough for icing. Poole in behind his own blue line now. Plays it across to his partner, Strauss. Back to Poole. Poole, across ice pass. Good puck movement here. Here comes Conway down the left wing side. Cutting to the net. Nice move by Conway, cutting in. And it gets caught up in the equipment. Looks like Lafferty with it now. He'll skate it back the other way. Here comes Avery. Good stick there by Strauss to break it up. Mazzaros blocks the second chance on the dump in. And Poole will pull it back into the Georgia zone. 1 minute left on the penalties to Puma and Bay. as Poole fires it in. Big, the first man to it on the opposite side. Couldn't handle it cleanly, though, as Lafferty stretches it out for Duchemin. He gets a stick on it. No icing here. Poole first man to it. His clearing attempt almost stopped by Henry, but it goes out to center. Henry couldn't quite handle the pass from Scott, and this one will go back into the Auburn zone.
Defensemen rarely get much love, but Poole is a great one on the defensive side and shooting from the point, those slap shots. Just had about a 1 minute and 50-second shift there.
Here's Noah Henry walking in. Tries to make a move around Martin, but a good back check there from Bigda to break it up. And they'll walk it back the other way. Punzenberger now down the left wing side, stops up, steps around Scott, plays it down low for Bigda. He couldn't get a shot away at the side of the net. Plays it back up top, Hagen with it. He'll fire it wide. Bounces out in front. Henry able to clear it, though. But Bigda on him quickly as the Dogs get control once again. 1 minute left to go in the second period. Martin takes a check in behind the net, and LeBlanc will skate it back the other way for the Tigers. Dump in attempt blocked by Hagen. He'll chip it right back out to center ice. Both teams in the middle of a change now as the penalties to Bay and Puma expire. Shot from the side there. Rebound bouncing around in front. Still loose in the front of the net. Willoughby Ray trying to turn around shot. Gets control of it in the corner. At the half wall, good pressure there from Punzenberger. At the side of the net now, Robison with it in the corner. Trying to skate it out of the corner. Good stick by Hagen to pin him in. At the point, fired, turned away by Testino. Bay with it again in the corner, trying to drop it off for Willoughby Ray, but Hagen read that one cleanly. Here's Crawford now in the corner, fighting Willoughby Ray for it. Hagen with it off the glass, just enough to get it out to center. 13 seconds left in the period. As here's a stretch pass looking for Bay. Bay racing to the net. Hagen with a good play there, up in the equipment of Testino as he's out to cover it. So we'll get a whistle with just under 4 seconds left to go in the period.
Yeah, and Testino actually misplayed that one, tried to stick it away, missed, and then was able to cover. Chuck Bay, who seems to be in front of the goal a lot, caused some issues earlier, was not able to get to it before Testino covered. Now we may see an interesting strategy to what we saw last period. They have pulled Dank, so if you remember the Ice Dawgs pulled Testino last period on a face-off in the offensive zone. Now the Auburn Tigers have pulled Dank, so they'll have a 6-on-5 with 3.7 seconds left and try and take a very quick shot off the face-off.
So the right-hander in Lange out to take the draw for the Tigers. We see the same strategy there from Conway as Henry had last time as he falls on it. So that'll do it for the second period. Again, some words at the buzzer here. Linesman in to separate both teams. The Ice Dawgs go into the locker room for the second intermission, leading by 2. It's 4-2 Dogs. We'll see you right back here for third period action. Comes up with it, and he'll skate it up ice himself. Dogs in the midst of a change. Conway down the left wing side, looking for help, makes a nice move. Comes up with it, and he'll skate it up ice himself. Dogs in the midst of a change. Conway down the left wing side, looking for help, makes a nice move. Conway cutting the net, he shoots, he scores! Declan Conway with the power play goal, and the Dogs lead 1-0.
That was
he fires it around the net. Leland rims it around again as Casey takes a hit, and it's kept in at the blue line by Scott. Again, Scott with it, walking the line. He takes a shot, tipped in front, rebound bouncing around behind the net. They score! Looks like Testino lost sight of it as it bounced in behind him. And Pustisi was there at the side of the net to pick up the change. Hagen with it at the point, plays it back over to Poole. Poole down low, Conway with a shot, just wide of the net. Poole able to keep it in, though. Good puck movement here from the Dogs early in the 5-on-3. Hagen with a shot, turned away, rebound bouncing right in front, they score! Matt Bigda, it's a power play goal, and the Dogs lead 2-1.
Yeah, great.
Looking up to the point, but this one will leave the zone. Eberle with a nice chance here, but he couldn't quite pick the pocket of Humphrey. McDonald dodges the check. Humphrey almost goes in the Georgia bench. Here's Eberle with a shot. He scores! David Eberle walks into the low slot and snipes it over Dank's shoulder. The Dogs lead by 2. As it goes into the corner, Woomer fires it back into the zone, though. Burnett with it now in the Dogs' corner. He takes a hard check at the near boards here. Here's a shot up high. They score! Brooks Franklin narrows the Dogs' lead to just 1 now as the Tigers have their second goal of the night. Up the point, looking down low, Poole with it breaking in. Good save by Dank, loose in the front, they score! Power play goal, Josh Mazzaros. That puck sat in the crease and he just banged it home. It's 4-2 Dogs.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Columbus Classic Center in Columbus, Georgia. That was a lot of alliteration. I am Joe Copshow. I am doing color. Torrin Smith is on the play-by-play. So excited to be next to him. And our cameraman, Colin Oakes, is doing a great job. Now, before we get into the period recap, I just want to make a shout-out to my mom, Christine Copshow. She's had 4 cancers and is now living without a kidney. If you've ever thought about donating your kidney, please reach out to Joe Copshow, Kopsho, or the National Kidney Registry. Now, going back to the second, we had 3 goals, 2 for your Ice Dawgs and 1 for Auburn. Eberle and Mazzaros scored. Mazzaros is being a power play. And number 10 for Auburn, Brooks Franklin sniped the goal in. Pretty similar in shots going from the first period, as UGA accrued about 12 more and Auburn accrued about 9 more. We had plenty of penalties. We're up over 12. And face-offs, Georgia has a slight lead, although they have been struggling on the face-offs in the offensive zone. Torrin, I'm going to kick it to you as we start this brilliant third period in which we hope the Dogs can bring it home.
Thanks, Joe. As we get set for the third period face-off here, we'll take a look at the starting lineups for both sides. For Auburn, it's Robison in between Willoughby Ray and Bay. On defense, it's Humphrey and Henderson. And, of course, Denk in goal. He's been tall for them tonight for the Tigers side. For the Dogs, it's the first line. Josh Mazzaros in between Bigda and Punzenberger on the back end. Strauss and Poole. And, of course, Testino in goal. It's been a heavyweight match so far tonight. 6 goals, 4 for the Dogs, 2 for the Tigers. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more physicality and a couple more goals here as the two centers glide into the face-off dot. Maybe a little early. They're fixing the net down there in behind Testino, so I'm a little off with my timing here.
Yeah, you talked about Denk. I mean, he's been really good, but our cameraman, Colin Oakes, a goalie by trade, brought up a really good point. He's just not as big as Testino, so getting those pucks above his shoulder is usually beneficial for the Ice Dawgs.
Opening face-off won by the Dogs. We are go for third period action here from Columbus. Here's Punzenberger down the right wing side now. His shot turned away by Denk and cleared by Henderson. Not quite enough on it, though, as it stays inside the zone. Bigda at the side now. Centering pass from Mazzaros, walking in. Good save, he scores! Wow. A quick goal there. Mazzaros walks it down from the high slot and slides it 5-hole. The Dogs lead by 3.
That was an amazing series of events. So a shot from the goal line on Denk. He gloves it but accidentally drops it. Now UGA was able to pick it up. Bigda with an amazing centering pass, got through about 3 sticks. And then, I mean, of course, who else would it be but Mazzaros able to carry it around the defender and get that shot through the 5-hole of Denk right under his legs. And now the Dogs have a commanding 3-goal lead going into the rest of the third period.
That one didn't take long. 19 seconds was all that first line needed to get a goal and get off the ice. So the Dogs lead by 3, as you just said, Joe. LeBlanc inside his own zone, fires it up ice looking for Lafferty. Lafferty across the line. Good stick there by Conway to break it up, though. Punched back around, and Pustisi will chop it back into the Georgia zone. Poole in behind his own net, wheeling it, passes it up for Maurer. He's battling Pustisi for it at the red line now. Good stick by Conway walking in, looking out in front for Maurer. Maurer gets a stick on it just wide of the net. Good chance there on a good feed from Conway. But Maurer couldn't quite get it on goal as it's still in behind the net now. Wrapped around to the opposite side. Fired out, stretch pass looking for Henry on the breakout, but Poole able to settle it at center. Couldn't quite chop it all the way in, though. Lafferty takes a check, and Poole will fire it back. Here's Eberle now across the blue. Looking for Poole in front. Good stick there by LeBlanc to take that chance away from Poole.
Yeah,
good stick by LeBlanc. Here comes LeBlanc down the left wing side. He's got Abry with him if he hurries. Shot by LeBlanc. Good save by Testino. Very aggressive challenge there as he takes away the net.
Yeah, on the defensive side, LeBlanc with a great stick lift on the UGA Ice Dog that was out in front and then skates it all the way down, able to facilitate his team, but Testino with a great save there. Interesting start to the third period. Both teams have come out hot now. The Ice Dogs with the goal. They're up 3, and when you usually see a team up 3 in the third period, they somewhat become more defensive. The Ice Dogs probably not going to do that. They love playing aggressive, staying out in front. If they could score 10 more, I'm sure they would.
Here's a wraparound chance by Duchman, turned away by the skate of Testino. Still at the side of the net. Duchman comes up with it again. Out of the corner, circles back after the pressure from Eberle. Drops it off to Pats. Pats now loses an edge and is down in the corner battling for it with Burnett. Pats still with control of it. Able to get back up, fire it down in, but just a little bit wide of the net. Scott with it at the point, tries to chop it back in deep. Here's a chance from Avery. Good save there by Testino. Cleared on the rebound. Here comes McDonald. He loses it, though, at the half wall. Duchman with it, but Puma able to come up with it, but his clearing attempt goes just up and out of play, so the faceoff will stay inside the Georgia zone.
Dangerous there by Testino. Gets a good first save, but allows the rebound. Just trickled out in front of the goal, but an Ice Dawgs player got enough wood on it to somewhat move it down the ice while they're unable to clear. Now, since that puck went up and over the walls, they're going to have a chance to control the puck outside of their own defensive zone.
So it looks like it might have gone off an Auburn stick there. That's why the faceoff was just in front of the Georgia bench, but quickly punched back into the Georgia zone. Martin with it now, controlled for the Dogs, plays it to his partner Hagen, who's looking up ice. Nice move at his own blue line to shake the forechecker. Hagen will skate it himself down the left wing. Hagen stops up, looks for help, plays it up to Bigda, and he'll fire it down low, taken away by Humphrey, though. And he'll just float this one out. Good glove there by Martin at the point. Here's Punzenberger. He takes a shot, turned away by Dink. Good chance there for the Dogs. Hagen with another shot just wide as Punzenberger was getting up after he lost his footing. Martin just barely couldn't keep that one in as he fires it back in. The Dogs touch up. In behind the goal now is Henderson. He shakes off a check from Bigda. Punzenberger tried to keep it in, but he couldn't quite do so. Martin back in his own zone, drops it off for Strauss to Mazzaros. Looking for Punzenberger, but it goes off a stick, and Bay will skate it back for the Tigers. Here's Bay. Nice move, trying to get around Strauss, but a good stick there, and an even better body to stop Bay from shaking through. Punzenberger in front of the bench. He'll wait for help, and he'll fire it into the opposite corner and get the Dogs a much-needed change here. Breakout pass for Robison. He's pressured there by Maurer, who loses his stick. Good pressure there from Maurer, able to keep Robison on the boards. Puck goes in behind the net. Fired out. Here's a good chance here for Gutman. Gutman walking in all alone, one-on-one. His shot just tipped a little bit wide. Not sure if the goaltender saw that one. Gutman in the corner, still battling for it. Maurer in to help him out, but Bay comes away with it for Auburn. Here comes Willoughby Ray down the left wing side, looking for help. Cuts to center. His shot turned away by Testino. Rebound, Willoughby Ray chasing it, but a good clear there by Poole to keep it out of danger. Lafferty with it now, inside his own zone, passes it off for Willoughby Ray. Nice move at center, shakes off the check from Gutman, who loses his stick as he took the brunt of that contact. It goes off the loose Gutman stick, but Conway able to settle it off the bounce. Conway, nice move again at the side of the net. His shot just past the corner. He almost got that one again, the same spot he scored earlier.
That would have been, as the kids called, nasty. Through the legs, almost put it top bins.
Conway maybe trying to do it again. Instead, he lays it down gently into the Auburn corner. This one's chased here by Casey. Taken away from him by Pustisi, and Lange will skate it out the opposite side. Nice move around Spicer at center. Passes it off for Henry. Henry and Puma go up for it. Neither of them come down with it. As Lange behind the net looking for a centering pass. Passes it off for Pustisi. Tipped in front by Henry. Rebound Henry. Couldn't get a shot away as Spicer clears it to the boards. Taken back again by Noah Henry in the corner as he's pinned into the boards. Pustisi comes away with it out of the scrum. But Puma able to get it off the glass. Not quite out, though. Kept in by Lafferty. Good keep at the blue line. Puma in behind the goal. Wraps it around the boards. Casey with it, and he'll chop it just enough to get it into the Tigers' zone, but not quite enough for icing, so the Dogs get another change. Good stick there by Spicer to keep it in the zone. Here's Santa Maria. He gets another check there. He's been taking a lot of contact tonight as the Tigers come back the other way. They're able to get it in deep. Hagen chasing it. Trying to turn around and shot was Pats, but a good stick there by Spicer to take it away from him. Up the boards, here's Eberle. Trying to get it off the boards and out, but Duchman able to kick it down. And he'll skate it in behind the net now. Centering pass turned away by Burnett. Duchman still with the puck. Burnett takes him into the wall. Eberle comes up with it. Or Avery comes up with it, pardon. Around the other side, here's Duchman. Drops it off for a pass. Centering pass for Avery. Rebound pops out in front. Just looks like it might have gone off the stick of Testino. Henderson up top. His shot tipped in front. Still bouncing around. Caught in the skates. Here comes Santa Maria back the other way. He's got Eberle on the far side. Good stick there by Henderson as Santa Maria goes down hard into the referee. No call on the play. Dogs bench might have wanted a call there. Humphrey up the boards. He takes a check from Eberle. Fired back into the zone, but Eberle forced to tag up.
Ref needs to get out of the way there. Georgia with a great opportunity of a 2-on-2 break instead. Now they got to fight for it to get in the zone again.
Dogs in the midst of a line change here. Puck in behind the net. That's Humphrey around the boards. Henderson with it. He takes a check from Bigda. Two big bodies come together there, and they've got some words as they both exit the zone. Here's Franklin, one of the Auburn goal scorers tonight. Good stick there. Here comes Bigda back the other way with speed. Bigda trying to skate around Humphrey. Bigda stopping up, waiting for help. Good defensive play there by Humphrey to keep Bigda to the outside. In behind the net, Henderson fires it out. Dangerous play there as Punzenberger almost kept it in. Auburn will get a change. Strauss with a quick up looking for Bigda, but a good stick there by Sparago to keep it away from the Auburn zone. LeBlanc up ice, Sparago with it again. Looking far side to open ice, no one there. Strauss gets it back and corrals it inside his own blue line. Nice move there by Punzenberger. Couldn't quite come up with it, though, as LeBlanc punches it off the boards and back out to center. Spicer once again playing ping pong here. That's Strauss, pardon me, playing ping pong with it. Punzenberger chasing in the corner. Up to the point. Strauss trying to come away with it, but he couldn't quite get there. And Robinson goes back the other way. Robinson skating in. His shot blocked, and Conway comes up with it. Here comes Conway back the other way. Again down the left wing side. Nice move around his man. Cutting to the high slot. Looking for help. Shot at the side of the net. Good save there by Dank, and he'll swallow it.
So after a hot start from both teams in this period, the Ice Dogs obviously being hotter with the goal, Auburn has kind of calmed down here. They had a couple of opportunities with the puck just dancing around in front of Testino, but unable to really get any good looks and good shots. The Ice Dogs, on the other hand, have had pretty consistent pressure here.
Face off to the right of Dink. Won by the Tigers, but Maurer first man to it. Plays it up the boards for Gutman. Up top, Poole with it at the point now. He takes a shot at the side of the net looking for the tip at the side of the net. That would have been a nice play there as Gutman was there, but it just goes high.
If the nets weren't there, I could have caught that one. I would have snagged that out of the air like Testino does. Instead, it makes its way back on the ice. Really good play there. Maurer might need some sticky stuff on his stick here. He's not really holding on to it too well, as this puck will actually go into the neutral zone for a face-off, as they're saying it was tipped up into the net.
Face-off one in front of the Auburn bench by Conway, quickly fired back into the Auburn zone. Here's Lafferty, chased by Maurer. He's taken into the boards. Lange there. Henry takes a check from Gutman, but it's skated out by Lange. Poole back for the Dogs, and he'll take it away off the stick of Lange and rim it back out to center ice. Good defensive play there by Poole. Almost a takeaway there by Conway, but it's fired back into the Georgia zone. Bounces in behind Testino. Strauss there. He takes a hard check from Henry, but able to play it to his partner, Poole. Poole stops and settles it. Almost turns it over to Henry, but Maurer able to come up with it. He takes a hard check in front of the Georgia fan section there. And he's slow to get up. Puck cleared into the zone by Lafferty as Maurer makes his way to the bench, and a little bit of discomfort there.
I mean, he's been beat up this entire game. Like I said, dropping a stick, just everything has come his way. Able to get off the ice, though.
Puck cleared into the zone. This one will be enough for icing, so the puck or the faceoff will be back into the Georgia zone. Just under 9 minutes gone in this third period. The Dogs lead 5-2.
Very interesting thing here is we've had a ton of penalties this game, but none in this period, and that's going to be important to the Ice Dogs. Putting yourself in the penalty box when you're up 3 is one of the ways to lose the game or have the Auburn Tigers come back. So staying out of the sin bin is going to be very important for the UGA Ice Dogs.
Face off to the right of Testino, won by the Dogs. Here comes Eberle. Eberle down the left wing side, trying to get it out for Santa Maria, but he loses an edge. Here comes Duchemin back the other way. Duchemin, good stick there by Strauss to get it away from him. Here's a breakout pass. Nice pass from Santa Maria. Here comes McDonald down the left wing side, looking for help. Nice move by McDonald. Over to Santa Maria. Back to Eberle. What a block there by, that's Humphrey in front. Great passing play from the Dogs as they couldn't quite finish it on a great block from Humphrey. And here come the Tigers back the other way. Duchemin with it down the left wing side. Good save by Testino, and he'll hold on to it. What a sequence we just saw, Joe.
How dare Henry Humphrey do that? I mean, great play by him to block that, but that was one of the best passing plays we've seen all season, and it just didn't end up with a goal. You can do everything right sometimes, and yet you'll still fail, but an important motivator there for the Ice Dawgs, as they have shown great passing this game, something that was kind of missing in the Savannah Hockey Classic. Here we're going to see Auburn win the faceoff, try to get a shot off point, unable to, and it'll dip into the corner. Behind the net of Testino, Auburn holding the puck. They're going to try and get it up the point.
Puck kept in, though. Here's Burnett skating it out for the Dogs. He'll play it up the boards. Good check there by Humphrey at center as he sits Lebrecht down. Henderson in behind the goal. He stops up, waits for help. Casey at the side of the net. Another good check behind the net there by Humphrey. Casey chasing on the back check. Good stick here as Franklin will walk it down across the Georgia blue line. Drops it off for Woomer. That's a fun name.
We've got some interesting names on this Auburn team. Very fun to say.
There's a good check, able to keep it in, but Spicer comes back the other way, plays it out to Casey at center, and he'll fire it into the opposite corner, so the Dogs get a wholesale change here. Fired up Ice, but broken up there by Mazzaros. Good play off the bench by the Ice Dogs, number 26. Here comes Bay off the boards and into the Georgia zone. Hagen chasing. He'll rim it around the boards. Big to there on his own half wall. Trying to stretch it out for Punzenberger. This one's touched by LeBlanc. No icing on the play. Punzenberger in there. LeBlanc rims it around the boards for his partner. Punzenberger first man to it, though. Comes up with it. Plays it off to the point for Hagen. Back across, looking for Punzenberger. He walks down from the circle. Shot just goes high of the net. Kept in by Hagen, though, at the blue line. Played over to Martin. Another shot. Two men in front. That's big to Punzenberger. Neither of them could get a stick on it, and the Tigers come back the other way. Stood up at the blue line, though. Good shot there on the rebound chance. Punzenberger comes up with it. Nice pass to Mazzaros as Punzenberger stood up in front of the Dogs bench there by Willoughby Ray. Nice breakout pass. Here comes Henry down the right wing side. Henry with a nice shot, but a great glove save by Testino, and he'll hold on.
Yeah, not necessarily on goal, which is what we're seeing a lot from Auburn. They have their breakout chances. They're really getting these breaks and really getting some opportunities to skate fast down into the Georgia defensive zone, and yet not too many great shots. Great opportunities, but not great shots developing from them. You got to give some credit to the Georgia defense for that, but Auburn, if they're looking to come back, they're going to need to change that.
Face off one by the Tigers. Quick shot by Scott. Just a bit wide to the left there. Pastizzi with it on the half wall. Taken away from him by Poole and fired off the glass and out to center. Gutman in a foot race here with Scott, but Scott wins that one. Gutman not known for his speed. He went all out there, and now some tired legs out there for Georgia.
Gutman's all out is certainly something. He screamed at the UGA players that are sitting up with us here that unfortunately didn't get to play today, and said he tried his best, but sometimes that 18-wheeler can only move so fast on the highway.
Face off one by Georgia inside their own defensive end. I'm sure Trevor's going to love that one. Here's Poole at the side of the net, taken away by Henry. In behind the goal, centering pass, taken away. Good defensive play by Conway. He's trying to chip it out to center, but kept in by Pastizzi. His shot gloved down by Testino, and we'll get a whistle.
That's what I'm kind of talking about with the Auburn opportunities. A lot of zone time there after that face-off win, and then just a chip shot at Testino that he's going to glove 20 times out of 20. 100% success rate for Testino on those. They really need to look for some better opportunities because they're having the zone time, just not really converting on good shots.
So face off inside the Georgia zone to the right of Testino. And it's won by the Dogs. Poole with it, but it's quickly taken away by the Tigers. Lange looking for Henry, taken away from him by McDonald. He'll drop it off for Eberle. Back to Poole. Up the boards, looking for Crawford, taken away by Scott, and he'll skate it back in for the Tigers. Scott down the left wing side. Out in front. Lange with a shot just wide of the net. Eberle with a clearing attempt off a stick of McDonald out to center, but quickly back into the Georgia zone. So the Tigers will get a change. Some frustration as they missed a scoring opportunity there. Here comes Poole for the Dogs down the left wing side, pressured by Avery. Good stick there at the blue line. Pastizzi able to chop it out to center ice. Here's a foot race. Strauss and Pat's in a race for it. Strauss wins that one. Good stick by Crawford. Couldn't quite come up with it, though. Duchman plays it back for Humphrey. Up the wall, Pat's. Good play by Strauss. McDonald on the back check. Takes it away from Avery. Stretch pass looking for Eberle. He takes a check from Humphrey. Trying to drop it off for McDonald, but it was taken away. Eberle gets it right back, though. Again, another turnover at center ice as McDonald and Crawford ran into each other. Here comes Humphrey. Walking in, good back check there by McDonald, and it's cleared by Poole. Henderson waits for his men to touch up, but it's cleared right into the chest of Strauss, and he'll fire it down into the Auburn zone. Not enough on this one for icing as it's waved off. Henderson in behind his own net. 6.5 minutes left to go in this one. Punzenberger blocks that clearing attempt, keeps it in the neutral zone. Plays it back. Burnett now up ice. Here's Mazzaros. Into the offensive zone. Mazzaros with a shot easily gloved by Denk, and he'll hold on to it.
Easily gloved. And Torin, I think it's just mean to you to have Eberle, and Humphrey on the ice at the same time. That's just way too close and way too hard for you to do. But we're in the waning moments of this game. 6 minutes left. The Ice Dawgs with a 3-goal lead. They're going to keep the pressure on.
Here's a shot by Bigda. It was blocked. Sorry, Joe. Mazzaros with another shot. It's gloved by Denk.
I was just going to say it was a shot, and you can always do it better than me on the play-by-play. But, yeah, we're in the waning moments of this game. It's going to be really important for the Ice Dawgs to close this one out. I don't think we call a 2-game streak a win streak, but it would be the start of something brand new after the 10-game win streak fell apart.
Up ice, looking for Franklin. Bay drops it off. Here's a shot turned away. Willoughby Ray with a quick shot, patted away by Testino. Willoughby Ray comes up with it again, though. Plays it down low. Puma chasing for the Dogs. Up the boards, but taken away again by Willoughby Ray. Up to the point. Here's a shot off the mask of Testino. That one goes straight up in the air. Looks like it went off his neck protector. Bigda couldn't quite get it out to center. It's chopped back into the Georgia corner. Bigda down into the corner now. Lays a check on Bay. Willoughby Ray with it. Back up to the point. Another shot from the point kicked away there by Mazzaros in the slot. He'll rim it in behind the net. But it's stuck on the boards there. Here comes Burnett walking it out. And he'll just chop it out to center ice. The Dogs get a change here. Quick up, though. Almost had a chance for Bay. This one will be enough for icing.
That was a really smart play by Burnett. It settled on his stick. He was looking for a pass or something to clear it. Instead, Auburn didn't pressure him, so he just walks it out. That was very smart, as Auburn had a lot of zone time there, about 45 seconds. But as we were talking about, Auburn has had the zone time, just not great shots. They had a good shot on Testino that went off his mask. But when you have 45 to 50 seconds of zone time, you'd expect a little more than just one good shot from that.
So face off to the left of Dink following the icing. As off the tie-up, Lafferty comes away with it, rims it around the boards, but kept in by Hagen. Down the half wall, Hagen into the corner. Centering pass looking for Conway as he looks like he broke his stick in front there, so he'll go to the bench. Martin with it at center, drops it off for Gutman. Back to Martin, couldn't quite get the pass off. Conway with a fresh twig out there behind Testino, drops it off for Martin. And a turnover here as Sparago is able to chip it back in. Martin and Sparago come together. Gutman in there to help out. As that's Franklin coming away with it. His shot looks like it just went off the post in behind Testino. Franklin in behind the net. Lays the pressure there on Hagen. Gutman with it at his own half wall. Kept in his own, not quite, as Maurer is able to just tap it out to center ice.
Sparago actually looked like he threw a punch at Bill Martin. Smart for Bill Martin to not retaliate.
Good check there by Martin, but we've got a penalty coming up on the Dogs.
Who is it on?
So it looks like it'll be Trevor Gutman heading to the box for Georgia. We'll wait for the signal here.
I was just going to say it was so smart by Bill Martin, even though it looked like he got clocked, to not respond so that Georgia can keep this lead. Instead, I mean, it did look like number 22 for the Ice Dawgs, Gutman, did respond for him, so that might be what the penalty was.
So 2 minutes to Trevor Gutman for slashing. Big power play spot here for Auburn with 4 minutes left to go in the game. They're down by 3. A goal here would be huge to get them back into this one. Face-off one to Henry. His shot turned away. Looks like it went off a blocker, the blocker of Testino. Not sure if he saw that one. Lebrecht with a great play to lay out and get that one out to center. Deutschman plays it over to Henry. as the Tigers look up ice. Deutschman down the left wing side. He's pursued by Lebrecq. Deutschman still hounded by Lebrecq. He's forced to drop it back off to the point for Humphrey. Humphrey with a shot just wide of the net, looking for the tip by Pustisi in front. Henry able to keep it. Deutschman down low on the half wall. Stops up, trying to shake off Strauss. Here's a one-timer from Henry. Trying to get the tip was Lange, but Testino saw that one all the way through.
Yeah, again, Auburn with the good opportunities here in the offensive zone. But, I mean, if you test Testino like that, he's not going to let it by. If he can see the puck the whole time, he's going to corral it. They need to put someone up front, get some better scoring opportunities if they do want to come back. 3 minutes and 37 seconds left. They'll need about a goal a minute, but on the power play, they got a chance.
Face-off won again by the Tigers. Deutschman sets up, down into the corner, stops up, plays it off the half wall, but it took a weird bounce off the boards, and it's quickly cleared by Conway. Just over a minute 10 left to go on the Auburn Tigers power play. As miscommunication here, Henry picks up the loose puck. Trying to skate it across center, but a good play there by Conway to break it up. Taken again by Lange. He'll chip it around Strauss and into the corner. Poole there first for the Dogs. He shakes off the check. Conway there with it now, and he'll just chip it out to center. Good keep there by Humphrey at the blue line. Now here's Henry with a shot turned away by Strauss. Strauss at the side of the net, plays it up the boards. And we've got a whistle here.
It looked like an Auburn player chipped a stick up at, I believe, Mazzaros. But many other things happened there. Lots of hits happening.
Not sure what happened. It looks like another broken stick out there.
So we talked about it during the women's game, but of course it's important to support this team, both teams. If you've ever thought about attending, viewing, buying their merch, or being a sponsor, they're probably going to need it after this game with 3 broken sticks for the Ice Dawgs.
Joe.
I'm sure they won't be too happy that's coming out of the budget, but it does look like an Auburn Tiger has been sent to the box for 2 minutes. Number 18, Pustisi.
So Pustisi, of course, interference. For those of you that don't know, you can't touch the stick that's been dropped by an opposite team or by an opposite player. That is an interference call. So Auburn, their power play has been squandered here. We're back to 4-on-4 for the third time tonight.
Yeah, you can't touch the stick or just throw it at Mazzaros. That would, I mean, I guess it is touching, but more like an action of actively throwing it. Here, Dogs win the faceoff.
Maurer wins the draw cleanly, but it's taken away here by Woomer. Good back check by Burnett, though, to get it away from him. And Puma looks up ice, trying to get it across for Punzenberger. Good stick there by Franklin, and Woomer will fire it back in deep. Burnett behind his own goal. Lots of contact in front as Puma and Woomer come together. No calls on the play as they both get their shots in. Maurer passed over to Punzenberger. Punzenberger walking in. He stood up in front of the net by Lafferty, who fires it back down the ice. Poole there inside his own blue line. Plays it back up the ice. 10 seconds left to go on the penalty to the Dogs before they go on the power play. Nice pass by Maurer to Burnett. Burnett walking in the high slot. Stops up looking for help. 1-on-4 with Burnett there as the Dogs are at 5-on-4 now. Conway steps around Franklin. Shakes off the check. A hard stick as Robinson tried to get the puck, but he looks like he slashed Conway's arm. And we got a faulty whistle here as they blow it dead for icing, but there was no icing with with a penalty.
Auburn's on the power play. They called it dead for icing. So we'll have a puck drop in the middle. Now it's going to be really important for the Ice Dawgs with just 2 minutes left while they are on the power play. Just contain the puck. Drain that power play. You don't need to score. Just go home with a win. And go home physically healthy because this has been a heck of a game physically.
Face-off won by the Tigers, but it goes all the way back into their own zone. Lifted out to center ice. Hagen there. Plays it over to Poole. Looking for Hagen again, but it goes off the skate of Conway. Deutschman there. Good stick by Poole to chop it to the outside. Conway, long stretch pass out for Bigda. Looking for Mazzaros down the middle. Mazzaros walking in. Good play there by LeBlanc to break that one up as Mazzaros goes careening into the corner. Poole with a shot, tipped in front, he scores! Another power play goal. Declan Conway with his second of the night off the deflection. And the Dogs all but seal it. It is now 6-2.
Yeah, I mean, Poole shot that in from the point. Conway with a good stick is able to redirect it and get it past Dink. And I just said they needed to run the timeout. I guess I'm a fool because now they are up 6-2. with 1:23 left. Great job. They've done a really good job on the power play this game with 4 goals, although one of them was on a 4-on-4.
So 3 power play goals tonight for the Dogs on 8 opportunities. Doesn't get much better than that. Just over a minute left to go in the third period and the game as Spicer breaks that one up at center. He'll walk it down. The Dogs still not giving up. All gas here in the last minute. Spicer hemming it in. Here's Lebrecht. Turnaround shot. Pass over to Casey. What a pass from Lebrecht. Hagen with a shot at the point. Lebrecht looking for the tip, but his stick was tied up by Humphrey. Kept in, though, by Martin. Good stick there. Second chance. Humphrey able to skate it out. Hagen back there for the Dogs. Plays it out. Here's a shot from Sparago way over the net and a bit wide as well as it comes back out to the point. Lafferty there. Pass over to Humphrey. Good stick by Casey to break it up. Auburn fans wanted a trip there. Played up to the point. Humphrey with it. Down low. Sparago takes a check from Hagen. And at the side of the net, Testino will swallow that one up as it just squirts out in front of the goal.
That might have been the most interesting pass I've ever seen from Lebrecht. I mean, 10 times out of 10, I would have told you that was a shot, but it found Tyler Casey perfectly and gave him an option to shoot. Now we have a little after the whistle. That was a really good pass by Lebrecht. I think it deked everyone in the stadium.
Yeah, I don't think Casey knew it was a pass either. He didn't look ready for that one. Great slap pass from Lebrecht, but just not enough on it from Casey. 20 seconds left to go here in the game. The Dogs up by 4. They're on cruise control for these last 20 seconds.
I'll give Columbus, Georgia this. This rink is playing amazing music. No matter what your opinion is on country or any other genre, they've had everything.
Face-off won by the Dogs and cleared. This one just enough as it's called icing. So 11.2 left on the clock.
I was really filling air there with the music comments, so now I'll have to fill some more. Dogs had a great game today. Scoreboard has them at 34 shots. I have them at 32. When you outshoot your opponent by about 10 shots, you're going to win every time. And they've had some great passing, which was a problem in Savannah. So to see that fixed, they had a great passing play at 10:31 in the third period. It didn't end up with a goal, but it's just shown the improvement from Savannah, the improvement they've wanted to see.
So face off again. Henry with a shot off the draw, turned away by Testino, in behind the net. Henry trying to pick it up, plays it out in front. 3 seconds left. This one goes out to center. That will do it here tonight as the Dogs win it 6-2. Here's some extra shoving. Puma and Henry come together.
Puma not usually an instigator, so very interesting to see that.
So tomorrow night's game sure to be a fun one, as there's a little bit of bad blood as the teams head to the locker room. Final score 6-2 here from Columbus Civic Center in Columbus, Georgia. The Ice Dawgs beat the Tigers and get their second straight win. We'll see you guys right back here tomorrow at, I believe it's 5 o'clock.
I believe it's 4.
You guys. 4 o'clock, sorry.
Do we want to do the 3 stars of the game real quick?
Yeah, stick around for post-game thoughts from me and Joe Kopshow. If not, thanks for joining us.
Welcome back after that quick intermission. We're going to do our 3 stars of the game. Again, I want to thank Torrin Smith for being a great play-by-play caller. It's an honor to work next to him as often as I do. It's Joe Kopshow on color and doing the stars, and of course Colin Oakes on camera. So getting to the stars, the 3rd star is going to be Hagen. While some other players scored goals, Hagen was just everywhere defensively. It felt like he was stick-checking everywhere, putting his body on the line. Really good job. We called his name so many times, and while he typically is somewhat of a forward, when you call someone's name that many times as a defenseman, it's really important. Next was Conway. Conway with 2 goals, the first and the last. He opened the book and then closed it, both on power plays, something Georgia has both struggled and done really well on, so they're going to take that in the next game and be really happy with it. And then the guy that was in the middle, he was the rest of the story after Conway opened it and closed it. It's Mazzaros. Mazzaros had the assist on the Bigda goal and then 2 goals for himself, 1 in the second period and 1 in the third, one of those being a power play goal. Overall, the Ice Dawgs played an amazing game. They moved to 16-4-2, while Auburn falls to 7-6-3, and we'll be interested to see how tomorrow plays out, as it was a very physical and good game.
Like we said, we'll see you guys right back here tomorrow at 4 p.m. as these 2 teams will come for a rematch in the last game of the weekend. Thank you for joining us. I've been Torrin Smith on play-by-play, joined by Joe Kopshow on color. As always, it's been a pleasure, and we'll see you next time.